March 29th, 2008, at 11:30 p.m. The doorman in a building in Sao Paulo is startled to see a girl fall from the 6th floor. She's alive. The doorman describes her as a little fish out of water that can barely breathe. It would take another 40 minutes before Isabella could die. This is her story. Isabella Nardoni is the daughter of Anna Cunha and Alexander Nardoni. Anna Cunha got pregnant at the age of 17. The news of the pregnancy was not well received by the father. Alexander Nardoni separated from Anna Cunha when Isabella was only 11 months old. The father at the time had to contribute with a pension of just $50 and had the right to 2 visits a month. Shortly afterwards, Alexandra started dating Anna Hatoba, with whom he had 2 children, Pietro and Cara, aged 4 and 2 respectively. It was Saturday, Alexander Nardoni's day, to spend time with his daughter. He is returning from a ride with Isabella, his current wife, and their children. The day had been stressful. The stepmother had already had problems with shopping at the supermarket. Arriving in the parking lot of her apartment, the stepmother makes a move to slap Isabella, who is in the back seat. The movement is made with the key of her apartment in hand. Isabella begins to cry and bleed. Alexander Nardoni immediately takes the girl in his arms and puts pressure on the wound with the diaper. The family takes the elevator up to enter their residence. The father, taken with rage, throws his daughter with force towards his sofa. Desperate and not knowing what to do, he decides to throw his own daughter from the 6th floor window, perhaps in an involuntary movement of his own body. He chooses the window where the floor was made of grass instead of gravel. Shortly afterwards, the doorman finds Isabella. The expert in the case, Rosangela Montero, upon arriving at the scene, notices a stain towards the Nardonis' house. When blood falls to the ground, it leaves a trail like an arrow. The direction of the blood was a reflection that Alexander Nardoni's statement to the police was false. Alexander had reported that he would have left his daughter Isabella in the apartment alone to get the rest of his children in the car. And while he was on the way, a thief had entered his residence, broke into the door, and thrown Isabella. The expert, Rosangela Montero, upon entering the house, notes that the house was a complete mess, a pile of dirty dishes and clothes everywhere. The couple didn't even have the trouble to properly clean the bloodstains left by Isabella. The final blow to the resolution of the crime was when Rosangela Montero noticed the dust left on Alexander Nardoni's shirt when he cut the railing of his apartment to throw Isabella. According to the expert, Isabella even tried to hold on to the apartment before falling. In early 2009, Alexander Nardoni and Isabella's stepmother, Anna Jadaba, were sentenced to, respectively, 31 years and 26 years in prison. In Brazil, where the maximum penalty is currently 40 years. The population is still moved by this case. Isabella would be 20 today if she were alive.